Dorks. It is the Turtle Dork back with the Disco Dork, and we are continuing our binge of Game of Thrones season 1. We are now on episode 8. 3 more to go. We'll be done. So we just saw that Ned Stark has been captured and imprisoned for treason. Joffrey is now the king. Robert Baratheon has passed on. So where do we go from here? It's about to get really, really good. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let's go. I don't know. Joffrey's not to be trusted.
I can't remember if he changes his mind at the last minute, right?
As far as what to do with Ned Stark?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to get... Oh, shit, that's right, because the next episode it happens, right? Because it's the penultimate. Mm-hmm. It's not the season finale. Mm-hmm. Shit. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's the thing with Daenerys is in the season finale. Yeah, oh, shit. So that's coming up. Yeah, he changes it, like, they get into the courtyard. That's when all that stuff happens. And he confesses to treason. And I think it was... Sansa thinks that he's gonna let him go, and he's just like, nah.
Because he does the thumbs down joint, right?
Yeah, something like that, I think. But yeah, he basically just pulls like the little switcheroo, basically telling Sansa that, oh yeah, let him confess, and we'll send him to the wall or whatever like that. But he's gonna be like, nah, sends him to death. Wow.
If you still have any affection in your heart for me, please do me this kindness, your grace.
But your father has to confess. He has to confess and say that I'm the king. Or there'll be no mercy for him.
He will.
And also in this episode, you got called Drogo when he gets that cut.
Yeah, because I didn't know if like the blade was poisoned and when he got cut, or if the lady, or if that witch did something to him when she was trying to mend to his wounds.
I think it was the lady because you gotta think about it. This dude was the ruler of your people who just came in and killed everybody and raping your women and was about to lock you up and kill you. So
gives her a reason.
Yeah,
it definitely gives her a reason. Yeah, and then of course everything with Rob and Caitlyn, and I mean this episode, especially from what I remember, this felt more like a season 2, especially with their storyline. It felt more like a season 2 storyline because I think that's when you really start to get into the war between the Starks and the Lannisters. Yeah. But you see like the beginnings of that starting to kind of take form. Yeah. Especially with them having to have this alliance with the Freys, which is also going to come back in a couple seasons that we'll see in a horrific way. But yeah, I mean, like I was saying during the episode, this is going to be hard to watch. I want to see because I want to pinpoint the things that Robb Stark does that's really going to lead him to his own death. But it just feels like, and it feels like he's kind of, I don't know, he's kind of feeling himself too much, or it's like he's letting his ego get the best of him. Even just, it's almost like when people start to challenge his authority, it feels like he has to kind of prove himself to a degree. And he even says that, trying to separate himself from his father. Like, my father was a man of mercy, even though he ended up letting that guy go, which in itself could have been a mistake to let him go. Yeah. But I don't know. It just feels like his ego is what's driving him, and I think that's ultimately going to be something that's also going to hurt him as well.
Well, I mean, he's trying to find he's trying to find his own identity because you got other people constantly in the episode saying like he's green, he's inexperienced. His mother says he's inexperienced. So, I mean, if you're somebody who has people telling you their definition of you.
Exactly.
I mean, it's only natural that you're like, all right, well, how about I define who I am?
Exactly.
And you define who you are by your actions. And a lot of times, but your actions do have to be dictated by, or should be dictated by, a healthy thought process first instead of just being brash. So
yeah,
that's a whole other thing. But I think that.
But it makes sense for him to kind of be acting that way. To, like you say, to find his own identity as a leader, as a ruler, as a leader of Winterfell.
Especially in the absence of Ned, in the absence of everyone else, John. I mean, he's obviously the next in line anyway with Ned being gone. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's just that unfortunately he just, it's not even that he's going to be making all bad decisions. It's just that, like I said earlier, in this particular show, like it's just for at least the first half or first 2/3 of this series, like the balance swings.
It just doesn't go in their favor.
Nope. Because with decisions and shit like that, any decision that Rob makes doesn't necessarily have anything to do with like what Walter Frey's plotting, what Tywin is planning, and all this other stuff. Like it's just that Rob's decisions aren't helping. But even still, like it'd be either he's probably going to be the damned if you do, damned if you don't. Cause it's just I really mean it when I say, like, when I first saw the series, I really felt like this show was basically about like how rock bottom one family can get, like how bad a luck like one family can get. It's just about,
that's what it feels like too. That's what it feels like.
Like the Starks go through specifically for the Starks. They go through the worst shit. If you think about it, up until like the 6th season, like just the worst stuff happens to them. Like the worst. Khaleesi, she had a rough beginning in the first season, but like her arc, her trajectory has just been up. It's just from
each season.
It started bad in like the first 2 episodes, but then like after the 3rd episode of the first season, she's just been getting. She's about to inherit dragons, about to walk through fire, all this other stuff. Everyone else, but as far as the Starks go, it's this bad. It goes from bad to worse for them. So I don't know, but it's about to continue.
Yeah, man. So all right, headed to the penultimate episode. So close this one out. Come back, episode 9. We'll do that. So this is Turtle Disco. Make sure you follow at Sidewalk Siren, at Mouth Dork. We out.